Okay, installation of this valve clock for the Simplex part 2. You have to adjust some parameters according to this list. Okay, you see the list is in Dutch, but you start just with next and the arrow down, and you hold it for like 3 seconds. You only can adjust these parameters when the valve is not in regeneration, when it's in normally position. Normally position, that's the service position, is this position. So you have the time. The time is flashing because this is the first time we will install it. The power was shut off, and we have to check and to adjust all the parameters. So when I put next, I see here this is 0 liters per minute. This is the average water use. Here's the capacity which is remaining. In this case it's 4.41 cubic meter. And this is the time again. So this is like a lapse for 3 options: time, liters per minute, the actual use, and this is the remaining capacity. So for the first, we said we had to push this next and button down for 3 seconds. Set softening is in display, but this first parameter list shows us to do it twice. So this is the first menu, and then we have the second menu. This gives us the first step. Step H1 we adjust. Step H2 we have to check the valve choice. Then we go farther and further and further. Okay, the valve choice in this case it's a 1.25. In your case it's a 1.0. Adjust this according to the list and push next. Next we have alternating off. Check it, it's okay. Next one, we have kept the DP off. That's like H5. Correct. Next one. Here we can choose the hardness. In this case we have DH, German degrees. In this case you can also choose for the ppm. You can say I want the German degrees, I want the French degrees, or I want the ppm. In your case you can better choose for the ppm because that's you're kind of handling this. Then we have the settings of the flushing. So now we're going to tell the system what type of flushing do we want to have. Okay, that's just again according to this list. We have to say 1, we put it in backwash. Okay, second time DM brine, we'll say suck the brine from the tank, so the salt water from the salt tank through the system. The third is again the backwash. So the backwash will say it flushes the other way around. 4 is rinse, like a quick rinse to take all of the salt water out of the tank after regeneration. 5 is to fill. Now we fill the salt tank again with water, and this water and the salt can be brine again for the next regeneration. 6 is the end. So this is the end of the regeneration. And then we are circle around again. Okay, that was page 1. Now we have page 2. Page 2 we have again parameters to adjust or just to check. This say next and bottom down 3 seconds, but only once this time. Next 3 seconds once. We have in this display we have softening. We choose for softening. This valve you can also do like filtering, like with another filter material, but we choose for softening. We can next. Now we say with step one, we have backwash for 8 minutes in here. Here you find the table for like the type. This is for 15 liters of horse of resin, 20 liters resin, 30 liters resin, etc, etc. So in case of the 20 liter, we have to put 6 minutes. Next. Second, you see this will flush D and brine. This means it sucks the brine, so the salt water from the salt tank to the system. That's for 60 minutes. I have to check it. This is D and brine. Is 20. No, that's 45 minutes. 45 minutes. I think in your case, these settings will be adjusted in our factory and it will be alright. So you only have to check it. Okay, now we have backwash. 220. It's 6 minutes. I adjust this to 6 minutes. Go to the next. Rinse. We have 26 minutes. Next. 5 is like fill. 5 fill. 20 we have to fill 2.5. We put this on 2.5. It will say 2.5 kilograms of salt per regeneration. Next. Capacity next. Oh, I'm sorry. Not capacity next. No. This is the capacity. Capacity will say, okay, this is how many liters it can go through the system before it needs to regenerate. For this 20 system, you have this adjust on 65 cube. So, okay, you put it on 65. Next. Set region. You put it in auto. So that will say the system will automatically regenerate when needed. Region in normal or position on 0. Now, in normal position we'll say it will regenerate on the regeneration time we will set in the next menu. So then in the midnight at 2 a.m. it will regenerate. Relay 1 is off. Relay 2 is also off. We do not use it. Salt remaining is also off. And then we are back in the main menu again. Third, this we also discussed by telephone, but I will show you again. Just push next and up. You see, okay, we have a system with 340 ppm of hardness. This is the incoming water hardness. You can adjust it just like you want. So you measure your water hardness, you say, okay, I've got 330 ppm, incoming water hardness, it's okay. This is the hardness that you will adjust after the system. So you can, here you can adjust with a mixing valve. You can, like mixing valve is, okay, you have got the incoming water, that's hot water. You got the outgoing water, that's soft, and here you mix some incoming water with outgoing water to the water hardness that you wish to have. So you can mix your own water hardness. You have to adjust this and measure it with a test kit. Okay, when you measure the outgoing hardness with the test kit, you have to adjust it. So you can say, I want to have like a rest hardness of 10 ppm or so, 10 ppm. Afterwards, you're going to check this on 10 ppm. You can also say, okay, no, I will not do it. I leave it on 0. So now you have 100% of soft water with not a rest of hardness. This the days. So like the system is working on capacity. So like after 3 cubic meters of water use, the system will regenerate. But let's say, okay, you are on holidays or so, then you want to have the system, the still standing water in the system was flushing every 7 days in this case. So after every 7 days there will be regeneration always. This is like the regeneration time. So when the system needs to regenerate, it calculates like a rest capacity of water, and then it will regenerate in 2 AM. This is the hours. When you push next, then you have got to the minutes. When you jump, oh, I wanted to show you something else. When you jump and you want to go back, you can push regeneration, then you can 1 step back. This is the next step, this is the previous step. This is in all the menus. So, and we're done. After this you can, like we set the clock again. This the clock is okay and minutes are okay. Now you're finished with adjusting of the parameters. Only thing you have to do now is like flushing the system. So you have to bypass on this. The ingoing is open, the outgoing is closed. Then you will flush, you put regeneration, hold it in. You hear the system now is regenerating. When it's flushing and you hear the engine, the motor is turning, then you cannot skip. This you can skip. You can skip. This you wait. You wait just 6 minutes. After 6 minutes the system goes automatically to the next step. For this video I will do it manually, so I push regen again. Next step, you wait for the 6 minutes. Wait 6 minutes and wait for this rinse step to flush the system again. Again, for this video I will skip this one. Now the system is filling the brine tank with water, so then you have water in your brine tank. You can also check your brine line if there is any leakage. In this case I don't have installed a brine line, but normally you have a brine line in here that goes to your salt reservoir, so you can check on any leakages and if your salt reservoir will be filled with water. For this case, in this video I will skip this only. Normally you wait till these minutes are over and then the system is finished. Okay, you see now it's done. It's in the normal menu again. After this you have to open this valve and then the water will flow slowly. Normally you have to open it like this, so you also see these arrows. This is like water going in, water going out. So now the water is going out, so you open a tap just somewhere, you flush the water, And if you wish, you can also adjust like this mixing valve to whatever you want, like 10 ppm or 20 or whatever. You can also leave it left wise is close, to the right it mixes. So when you're mixing, you mix hot water into the soft water to have mixed water. Okay, this is the end. If you have any questions left yet, please call me. How to install the CLACK valve for the Simplex softeners. So as we told, you have to open the inlet, the bypass valve. This one. Okay, you just turn it over like this. So now you have to flow. The water comes in. The outgoing water is blocked, so you can flush the system within this tank. Okay, for now I put the lid back on. Like this is the cable from the power line that's already installed in your case.
De Nederlandse Waterfabriek. De bron van het beste drinkwater. Kijk op onze website voor meer informatie.